When humanity reached the outer frontier, we expected Warthakarai were known as raiders and hunters. They built their cities from stone and bone. They valued strength above all things. They respected only power. My name is Kale Arden, and I was never meant to meet them alone. I was a survey pilot assigned to map mineral fields near their territory. A magnetic storm tore my shuttle apart and sent me crashing into a red canyon far beyond safe range. The hull split and the engines died, smoke-filled. The air and the sky burned orange when I crawled from the wreckage. I thought my life was over. She stood above me on a ridge, carved by wind and time. Tall and powerful, her skin bronze with faint silver lines that glowed in the harsh sunlight, too. Curved horns rose from her temples, white braids fell over broad shoulders, marked with old scars. In her hand she held a long spear forged from black metal and bone, her golden eyes locked on mine. Predator, watching prey, more warriors appeared behind. Her all silent, all waiting, she leapt from the ridge and landed in front of me with enough force to crack stone. Dust rose around her boots. She did not stumble. The spear tip hovered at my throat. I raised my hands. Slowly she studied my face, her expression hard and unreadable. She stepped closer and inhaled near my cheek, as if scent could reveal my intention. "Are weak," she said, through a rough translation device at her belt. "Why are you here?" I crashed. I answered, "I did not come to fight." Her grip tightened. "On the spear you are not afraid." "I am afraid," I said. "I just do not wish to die." Kneeling for a moment, nothing moved. Then she lowered the spear. "You will come with us," she said. They brought me to their city, carved into the canyon wall. Bridges of woven metal stretched across vast drops. Fires burned in stone braziers. Children ran along the platforms, practicing with wooden blades. The air smelled of smoke and roasted meat. This was not chaos, it was order built on strength. The horned warrior walked beside me. The others gave her space. She was their leader. Her name was Aravon. Instead of chains, she gave me tasks: carry water, repair broken tools, using parts from my shuttle, assist with reinforcing damaged bridge joints. She watched everything I did. Dawn, she trained in the central arena. Her blade cut through the air with precise control. Her movements balanced power and grace. The other warriors trained harder. When she was present, days turned into weeks. No one harmed me, no one mocked me. They simply observed. One evening, a massive six-legged predator attacked near the outer wall. Its scales were thick as armor. Its roar shook the canyon. Drums thundered and warriors rushed forward. Ravar leaped first. She moved like lightning. Her spear pierced the beast's shoulder, but the creature threw her aside. A younger warrior fell and did not rise without thinking. I grabbed a fallen shock tool from a supply crate. I ran toward the beast and triggered the device against its exposed flank. Energy surged. Through scaled flesh, the creature convulsed and collapsed. Silence. Follow Wedova stood and faced me. "You could have stayed behind," she said. "I do not abandon allies." I replied. The warriors struck their chests. In approval. That night they held a feast. The slain beast roasted over open flame. I was given a seat beside Arava at the central fire sheet, removed her armor plates, and set aside her spear without the rigid posture of command. She seemed almost younger. The firelight traced the silver lines along her skin. Her eyes reflected orange and gold. She noticed me watching. "What do you see, human?" she asked. I answered without caution, "You are very beautiful." The words felt simple, and honest. Ava froze. Her hand tightened around the bone cup. She held the cup. "Cracked under pressure, beautiful," she repeated slowly as I said, "strong and fierce and beautifully strange." Flush spread across her cheeks, darker than the glow of the fire. She turned her head slightly, as if uncertain where to look. No warrior had ever faced her without fear. No enemy had ever offered kindness. The great leader who commanded, with a glance, now seemed unsure. "You mock me," she said, but her voice lacked foresight. "Do not on my world. Beauty does not mean weakness, it means presence, it means something that draws others close." She stared into the flames. "Our people do not speak this way," she said. "We are taught that admiration softens the blade." "Maybe it sharpens it," I said. "Maybe knowing someone sees you as more than a weapon makes you stronger." She was silent for a long time. The warriors around us continued eating, unaware of the shift. Beside them finally she stood. "I need air," she said. I followed at a respectful distance. She stopped at the edge of the platform, overlooking the vast canyon. Stars filled the sky, wind moved through her white braids. "I have fought since I could stand," she said, without turning. "I earned leadership through combat. I thought strength was all I was." I stepped beside her. "Strength is part of you, not the whole of you." She looked at me, then golden eyes searching. "You truly believe I am beautiful?" she asked. I do. Her gaze held mine for several heartbeats. She seemed to measure truth by instinct. The tension in her shoulders eased. A small, uncertain smile touched her lips. "You are strange, Kale," she said, softly, smiled. "I have been told that before." Faint sound escaped her. That might have been laughter. She looked down briefly, and the flush returned. "For what it is worth," she said, slowly, "you are not unpleasant to look at." Heat rose to my own face. "Thank you." Our resilience settled, but it was no longer heavy. It felt warm. In the days that followed, Aravar changed in subtle ways. She still trained fiercely, she still led patrols, but she spoke more often with the children. She listened when elders offered counsel. She no longer carried the weight of command as if it were a burden she must bear. Alone one afternoon, I found her repairing a cracked spear shaft. "You have altered the rhythm of this city," she said. "How they see that I am more than battle. They see that strength can stand beside gentleness." "That is not weakness," I said. "That is balance." She nodded slowly. Word came from orbit weeks later. A human envoy ship approached under truce. Signal they had tracked my distress beacon. Filled the city. Warriors prepared defenses, old fears. Rezafasad Arava called a gathering at the central platform. "Humans approach," she announced. "They may come in peace, or with hidden blades." All eyes turned to May, stepped forward. "They will follow my lead," I said. "Allow me to speak." First Arava studied my face. "Do you trust your Pepeleschi?" Considered, then gave a single nod. "Very well." The envoy shuttle descended onto a flat stretch of canyon floor. Human diplomats emerged, tense and cautious. Karai warriors lined the heights. A bovai walked between both sides. Arava at my right. I told the humans of my survival, of the city carved from stone, of the children practicing with wooden blades, of the leader who had spared. May told them that strength and honor were not savagery. Then Arava stepped forward. She removed her spear and placed it on the ground before the envoy. "We seek no war," she said through translation. "We defend what is ours. We respect those who respect us." The human envoy leader nodded. Slowly dialogue replaced threat. Curiosity replaced suspicion. Talks began. Over the next several days, agreements formed. Trade routes, shared research, cultural exchange. The frontier that once expected bloodshed found possibility instead. On the final evening before the envoy ship departed, Arava stood beside me at the canyon edge. "Once more, your words changed more than me," she said. "They changed the path of our people. All I did was speak honestly." "Honesty can be sharper than steel," she replied. Looked at me with that same intensity from the day we met, but now there was warmth within. "Itu told a warrior she was beautiful," she said. "No one had ever done that. I did not know how to carry such a thing." "You were carrying it well," I said. She smiled. Openly this time, not uncertain, not guarded stay with us, she said. I looked at the rising stars, and then at Harry Wilhigh. Above the canyon, the envoy ship lifted toward orbit below us. Children laughed, and warriors trained. The savage alien girl, who once held a spear to my throat, now stood beside me, not as captor, but as equal sometimes. Change does not begin with fleets or weapons. Sometimes it begins with a single quiet truth spoken without fear. You are very beautiful, and the strongest warrior in the canyon could not find words to answer it, but she did not need to. Her smile was enough. Asterisk.